Welcome to the classroom, everyone. Today, we're taking a fascinating look at the absolute road signs of writing, punctuation. But hey, we aren't just going to sit here and read a textbook. Instead, we're framing this explainer as a fun, interactive logic game. You know, punctuation marks are literally the traffic signals of our language. They tell us exactly when to slow down, when to take a detour, and when to stop completely. Without them, well, serious sentences turn into accidental jokes and total confusion reigns. So, are you ready to master your marks?
Here is our game menu for today. We're going to conquer level 1 on end marks, move right into level 2 with the tricky comma, tackle level 3 for apostrophes and quotes, dive into a quick workshop on abbreviations and dates, and finally face the final challenge practice quiz.
Okay, so before we jump in, here's how you play. First, we'll read a real-world text scenario together. You know, everyday stuff like emails and business letters. Second, your job is to mentally spot the missing or incorrect mark. And third, you fix the punctuation to earn points. Simple, right?
All right, let's dive right into level 1, mastering end marks.
End marks are, well, exactly what they sound like. They're the signals that tell a reader a thought is totally complete. Here's our first puzzle. Read this drafted student email silently to yourself. Dear teacher, did you see that I am very surprised? Please don't interrupt me again. Notice how incredibly breathless you feel just reading that?
I'm going to pause right here. Which end marks are missing? Just look at the phrasing. Think about where the thoughts naturally stop, or ask a question, or show strong emotion. I'll give you a couple of seconds to mentally place your marks.
Okay, here is the correct fix. Did you see that? Absolutely needs a question mark because it's an inquiry. I am very surprised. Gets an exclamation point to show that strong feeling. And please don't interrupt me again gets a standard period to just stop the thought. Basically, period stop, question marks ask, and exclamation points shout.
If you placed all 3 of those marks correctly, go ahead and give yourself 10 points. That is a fantastic start. You've officially beaten level 1.
Let's keep this momentum going. Welcome to level 2, the tricky comma.
So if periods are stop signs, commas are the yield signs that tell readers to slow down and take a quick breath. And this classic example brilliantly illustrates why they matter so much. Let's eat grandma with a comma means you're calling your grandma to the dinner table. But let's eat grandma without the comma means, well, it means your grandma is the dinner. Literally, one single, tiny missing comma completely changes the meaning of a sentence from a polite invitation to a horrifying crime. No way we want that.
Now let's tackle a common run-on sentence. Read the unpunctuated block of text first. I went to the store, but they were closed, so I went home. It's just a solid block without a single break. To fix this in real life, speak the sentence aloud. Notice where you naturally pause to take a breath or change gears. Now check out the fixed version. I went to the store, but they were closed, so I went home. See? The commas make the logic perfectly clear.
Did you spot where those pauses needed to happen? If so, grab another 20 points. I'm telling you, mastering the comma is absolutely one of the quickest ways to elevate your everyday writing from confusing to crystal clear.
Moving right along, welcome to level 3, apostrophes and quotations.
Now, what's really interesting here is how easily these next tiny marks get confused. Take a look at this real-world business advertisement. It says, "We offer the best price in town for your car." As an informed reader, this probably makes you wince just a little bit, right?
So, what's wrong with the punctuation here? Hunt for the extraneous apostrophe and take a really close look at those quotation marks. I'll give you a moment to lock in your answers. All right, the crucial takeaway is this. Apostrophes denote possession or contractions, not plurals. Notice the correction. Your car, spelled U-O-U-R. Your, with an apostrophe, literally means you are. So the original ad essentially said, for you our car. Yikes. Furthermore, those quotes around the phrase best price in town are entirely unnecessary. Quotes are for exact spoken speech, not for emphasizing words. If you really want to emphasize something, just use bold or italics instead.
If you caught both that apostrophe error and the unnecessary quotes, you just earned yourself a massive 30 points. You guys are leveling up incredibly fast. Okay, let's step into our interactive workshop phase, abbreviations and dates.
To make an unformatted schedule look professional, we really have to apply some specific rules. Most abbreviations require a period in American English, so we definitely need to add periods to Dr., Nov, and AM. We also absolutely need a comma to separate the specific day from the year, so it becomes Nov 22, 1963. They might seem small, but these tiny details make a massive difference in how professional your writing comes across.
All right, the moment of truth. It's time for the final challenge, the practice quiz.
We're going to rally everything we've learned today to fix one seriously complicated sentence. Here is your ultimate logic puzzle. "Stop, don't close that door," shouted Mr. Cooper. Right now, it's just a chaotic mess of letters without any traffic signals. So, can you fix all the punctuation? Think about your end marks, commas, apostrophes, quotation marks, and abbreviations. Put the whole puzzle together in your mind right now. I'll give you a few seconds.
Let's break down the perfect fix. We start with quotation marks because someone is actively speaking. Stop gets an exclamation point for strong emotion. Don't gets an apostrophe because remember, it's a contraction of do not. We place a comma after door to separate the dialogue from the speaker tag, and notice that the comma goes inside the quotation marks. Finally, Mr. gets a period for the abbreviation, and the whole sentence ends with a period. If you got all or even most of that right, consider yourself a certified punctuation master.
Before we wrap up, here is a handy summary chart of our primary marks, their functions, and some quick examples. I highly encourage you to take a screenshot of this right now, or maybe print it out later. Keep these rules handy next to your computer whenever you're writing an email, an essay, or a business letter. It's a total lifesaver.
You know, you've won the game today, but the real test happens when you close this explainer and type your very next message. Remember, without your face or your voice there to help, punctuation is literally the body language of your writing. It tells the reader exactly how you want to be heard. So, with these brand new tools in your toolkit, what is your next perfectly punctuated sentence going to say? Thanks so much for learning with me today, and keep writing clearly.